My Each One Teach One project is the story of Mansa Musa. It all began in Mali, a Muslim empire first started in 1077 AD. Mali was ruled by kings they called Mansa. In fact, Mansa Musa was Mali's first king and the most famous out of all of Mali's kings. Some people of the Muslim faith go on pilgrimages, and Mansa Musa, as the first king of Mali, decided it was his birthright to make a pilgrimage to Mecca in 1324. Mansa Musa left off the coast of Timbuktu and brought 70,000 people, 80 camels, and 12 tons of gold with him. The gold represented the beauty of Mansa Musa's nation to those who had never seen it before. Mansa Musa was from West Africa, where there was only black people with very deep skin tones, compared to the skin tones of those he passed by on his pilgrimage. As Mansa Musa journeyed to Mecca, people were in awe how dark his skin tone was, and the amount of resources and gold he carried with him. Mansa Musa even gave the gold out to those he passed by and those who helped him along the way. He described his nation as a beautiful place where gold paved the streets. By the time Mansa Musa completed his pilgrimage, he'd made Timbuktu famous and even started and put the University of Senokor on the map. Those who witnessed Mansa Musa passed down his story to generation and generation. His journey resulted in maps being changed to include an image of a black man holding a huge gold nugget in no particular area to represent Mansa Musa in the 1300s. Europeans were responsible for these changes and wanted nothing more but to find this gold paved nation in order to strip the resources from it. They heard the stories of Mansa Musa and hoped to pinpoint the exact location he lived in. Mansa Musa's legacy was still prevalent in 1415 when the Prince of Portugal, Prince Henry the Navigator, learned of Mansa Musa. He began funding expeditions in order to find the nation paved with gold. The expeditioners brought back people, plants, and other resources to be examined. Once Prince Henry was finished examining the people, he had no other uses for them. He'd make them servants in his castle, which led to every rich person in Portugal wanting a servant with a deep, dark skin tone. This made Portugal the first nation to begin slavery. Europeans looked at this model of slavery and thought it was a perfect solution to their problem. Europeans started kidnapping West Africans in order to drain Africa of their natural resources. This was the beginning of what we call today slavery. Mansa Musa indirectly began slavery with his use of gold as gifts and stories of his gold-plated nation. However, he never intended to do so. He actually wanted to be kind and spread his nation's wealth and history with others along his way on his pilgrimage.